So, hi everyone. So this is Memoir, a digital legacy architect. We built this project on a core value that the rich stories and the memories of the older generations are a treasure, and that shouldn't be lost or to time. Our mission is to use AI for social good, making it effortless for elderly to preserve their legacies safely and beautifully. So here you can see uh, so the idea behind is that the older stories which were the older stories at that time when the cameras were not present, or they used to have some stories which happened over time, and now we are using AI for a social good. We are using this to achieve that. We rely on the multi-modal capabilities, which we will see the four agents which I have used in using the Gemini model, which powers our entire multi-agent systems. So what AI does that at the center of our root, if I can show you, it will be much more better and clear. So what the root agent does is, at the center, at the root agent coordinator, it delegates the task to the three main agents. The first is the interviewer agent that uses the Gemini's audio understanding to capture voice stories. Second, a synthesizer agent that drafts the biography and uses the MCP server to pull in the vintage photos. And finally, a fact checker agent that uses the Google search grounding to verify the history, passing the final data through a strict privacy filter before saving it. So what basically it's happening, if I show you the wireframe of the project. So when a user asks a question, so this is a beauty of our project, that we are not, it's not a static website. It's not just a static chatbot which we are seeing over here. Rather, it's a completely A to I front end, agent to UI front end, which we have made. So where a user asks a question, it goes to the root agent coordinator, and it splits into various agents depending upon the need of the segregation is there. If it wants to gather the stories, it will went to interviewer agent, and it's the back and forth communications. It goes and comes to create a whole a weave, a whole spider of the stories. And if there is some elements where a user is describing something that it happened at that time, at there this Google search grounding comes into our play, and it verifies, okay, that thing actually happened or not, whether in 1955 maybe Ford Everest model was there or not. So this is why we have implemented ground searching using the Google. And at the end, the synthesizer agents creates a whole weave, a whole cardigan, and combining all the threads and shreds and combining into the stories, and then it went to the uh, MCP servers and took the vintage photos, and then when we see the output. So this was basically our a wireframe of our project. So basically, it also has the option. It also has the option to check whether the agents which we are running are working are working without any leaks and without having inconsistencies. For that, I have also uh, integrated the CLI, because which we are using CLI, and in the corporation of guardrails we have hard coded the particulars. Let me show you. So these are the types of which you can see the instructions, the guardrails which we have embedded manually to be very strict, and to very strict and restrict the hallucination part of our models to be very crucial and very near to the depiction of the photos and the stories which a user is narrating. So this was the part of it, and we will see that how it is working. So let me, obviously, because I'm using the free API part, so that's why it has a little bit of you will see some errors in it, but doesn't matter. So basically, you can see a little bit of this. It average, it's an average of around somewhere around 20 seconds. 20 seconds it takes to answer it. But okay, so I show you this one. Okay, and okay, the artifacts is not used in this, and evals are also not used in this. The info is the only thing which we use. So here, so like I asked, have a vintage photo to save on a computer and check a look on it. So these are the models which run it went to the root agent, and then it segregates, okay, which it is needed, and the reply came with okay, I need this one, okay. And this is the beauty of our part. This, and actually I am actively using this effective dialogue, which basically when I am speaking, it is trying to inculcate and to imbibe that kind of emotion with the user is predicting, the user is pitching. And this also have a beautiful option of the save live blob. This happens because this features helps us to put to record our own voice and put it into our system, to whether we, if we want to see what we have actually spoken. And this 503 error is basically because of um, the server of API was not free. Because of that, the error is nothing to be worried about. So okay, this was the photo which I sent to him. I love the old banyan tree, and every day school I would race to climb it, the barefoot grip the thick roots effortlessly high in the branches, and I felt like a king, and it was a favorite childhood escape. So okay, so this is a very absolutely breathtaking. Look at the incredible radiant smile, pure sense of adventure, and all these things. And so now the model asked me a follow-up questions. Who is taking this stunning picture, and where exactly the banyan tree is located, and where did they share this magnificent tree, at the siblings or the friends. And then okay, then my friend flashed this photo with the old film camera. The banyan was located right behind the ancestral home in my village. So this was the kind of you can see the to and forth way communications. That's why in the model, in the wireframe which we can see over here, so this has the feature of this to and forth communications, because that's how we are weaving, we all are creating the story. So after that, and I told him, and okay, and this has also has the feature, because of this thing, because of the long-term memory bank, this event came into the play. Okay, the your grandfather sorry, the grandson was there, and he was asking about that how was your first car and how did you buy it. So this actually, then again, and then I said him, okay, my brother's name was Amit, and that since I was a couple years of old, and we bought that second hand Maruti 800 and all that the things. And this is how, and now the synthesizer agent comes into play. It synthesizes everything, it takes the photos from our MCP server, and now this has created a very beautiful story over here, which you can see. And a small little the sketch of the diagram is also over here. So and this a little bit of personalization effect is also being there. Because of that, the Jimmy, you asked about the first car and what went to it. It's just about of saving money. It's just from my first job, it's about the earning the key to the next great chapter of the life, just as the branch of the old banyan tree taught me to look up, like the little my 800 taught me to look forward. And this is how. So okay, we are not in right now, because it was a pilot project. So this is the story, this is the scrapbook which it has generated, and when we publish it to a it's a JSON file folder over here, you can see. But when we connect it to the front end, a UI front end, so then we can visualize this thing, and if we put it on the and this, it will able to generate the digital scrapbook of for our event. So this was the idea behind this story. So this is how it created this story, the kingdom in a canopy story. And the eras and time frame it is also 80s and 90s of the treetops and open road, beautifully uh, compiled. So this was the final thing, because we didn't check the fact checker we would have used when we have said, okay, Maruti 800 was my car, and I used to love to drive it. And at that time there was another car, Hindustan Ambassador. The model have used the Google search to fact checked it, and then it have published. So this is how a total our function total project now it works around. And as I showed you that shown you This was the project. This was the project, and yeah, pretty much I this is the main file, and I showed you the main file, the four main agents which are working, and it's live on my GitHub. So this was it. Thank you for watching.